Hi everyone, welcome to this Pilates practice. My name's Debbie. Let me tell you a little bit about myself for those that haven't done the class before or done one of my practices before. So many years ago I had an onset of osteoporosis, which was brought on through a premature menopause. I then got obviously weak bone density, which I needed to sort of look at building up, but I didn't really pay too much attention to it until I prolapsed my disc. Once I prolapsed the disc and realised the pain that that caused, I needed to really look at alternatives to try and get myself back on track. Obviously Pilates came up, so I went into Pilates and I haven't looked back. It does help to build up the bone density because it's all concentrated on the core exercise. It helps to support my spine, and it is the best thing that I've actually done to support myself and help my spine recover. So throughout my classes, I use hand weights. I always use hand weights, but again, it's a choice, it's an option. You don't have to use them. Every move I do can be done without them. I use them because it does help with the bone density around the arms and the back of the shoulders and the top of the neck, obviously the back of the back as well. So if you've got hand weights and you want to use them, put them to one side for the moment. We will be using them in the class. I am going to concentrate a little bit more on the back today. We will be sort of strengthening it, bending it, stretching it. So let's hope that we get some benefits from it. So we're going to start with our standing. We're going to start with the Pilates roll up, roll down. We're going to warm it up, warm the spine up, start to open it, ready for the practice. We're then going to take ourselves to the floor, stretch it out a little bit, and then we're just going to stop and look in at ourselves. We're going to do some relaxation, and we're just going to take a look internally, and we'll all look at our bodies individual and see what we've got going on, see if there's areas that we need to work on throughout this practice. So everybody get started. Let's get ourselves to our mats. So stand into the top of your mats. And let's stand ourselves nice and tall. So you probably find that you won't go down too far right now because we haven't warmed up. Back needs opening and stretching. We've got our feet hip width apart, so this is not hips, okay? That's wider than hips. Hips are here. Make sure our feet are nice and firmly, toes are facing forward, our feet are nice and firm on the mat, and we've got them hip width apart, and we're going to stand tall. It's got a nice piece of string that's coming through and it's pulling us tall. We're going to pull in our core and we're going to squeeze our glutes. Now with Pilates, we breathe in through the mouth, in through the nose, and we breathe out through the mouth. So in through the nose, out through the mouth. Sorry about that, guys, I should know this. I do this all the time. So as we're going down, I do say breathing, and as we start to roll down, breathing out. Now you might get here and find that you're out of breath. If you are breathing again, or breathe, take your breath again, but each time you do that, pull in the core. So you're here, you're breathing in, you're breathing out. You get to here and you think, oh gosh, I need a breath. So breathe in, pull in that core more, breathe out. Keep that core tight. Keep the core tight at all times. Okay? Shoulders back and down, glutes squeezed, tummy tight. Breathing in through the nose, breathing out through the mouth, drop the head. Just the head, chin to chest, and start to bring that down. Okay? So the top of the back's going to come down, the shoulders. Take your hands in front and let them roll down the front of your legs. And then you might only get to here, that's great. If you feel you want to get a little bit further, go down, you go to where your body's happy to go to at this moment in time. You're not all going to come down, we're not all going to be in the same place, we've not all got the same bodies, we're all different. Then when you're at the bottom, you're taking in breath, you're keeping that core tight, and as you breathe out, you start to bring yourself back up again. One vertebra at a time. So it's the lower back that comes up, then the mid back will come up, glutes are squeezed tight, stomach squeezed tight, the upper back will come up, the shoulders go back and down, the neck comes up, finally the head. Okay, let's do that again. Breath in, breath out. Please excuse my dogs. We have an event going across the road today. It's a running event, a festival of running, and there's an awful lot of people that are going past the house. The dogs are not impressed by it. So if you keep those going, and I'm just going to go and quieten my dogs down, excuse me. Hey, hey. I'm trying to do a workout practice. Get in the baskets. Get in the basket, Romeo. Go on. Shh. In the basket. Be quiet. Okay, I hope you're still going with those roll up, roll downs. Sorry about that. Okay, let's do our last one. So core pulled in, shoulders back and down, head nice and straight, looking forward, breath in, pulling in the core, breath out, pull that core in even tighter. And let's bring ourselves down to the mat. So when you get to your point of tension, wherever that may be, if that's here, if that's further down, if that's here, just hang for a moment. Allow the spine to open, feel the opening there. Breathing in, breathing out, through the mouth, through the nose. In through the nose, out through the mouth. And then take your hands down to the mat and walk yourself forward. Come down on all fours, twist yourself round onto your seated bones, and let's take ourselves down to the floor. So you can bring yourselves down from the side. If you do that, make sure you come down from the left if you have low blood pressure. If you're coming down with me, we're sitting up nice and straight. We have our feet firmly flat on the floor, and we take our arms out in front, and we start to C-curve down. C-curving, we're not just dropping back, we're C-curving down. Okay, we're going to hold the core as we do it. If you get to maybe here and you find yourself, it's not going to be able to hold yourself with the core, then take your hands behind your legs and hold on from here to bring yourself down. Do not get any pain or work from that bottom part of your spine. A lot of people tend to just hold it here. That's where the damage starts to begin. So we're taking it down, and if we get into here and you're feeling a pain here, hold behind those legs. Okay, hands out in front, breath in, breath out. Keep that core tight. Coming down, slow as you can, really slow, keeping the core tight, all the way down. You're doing it from the core, not from the back, and then you're coming down all the way to the floor. Okay, if you have lower back issues and you don't want to spread your legs down, take the mat width apart and lock the knees in. We're going to do a stretch, okay, so you can still do it from this position. You haven't got to hang your legs long. We're going to do a full body stretch. Arms and legs away from each other and really stretch. Push, someone's pulling those arms, someone's pulling your legs. Push the legs away and stretch and then release. Stay still. Take a big in-breath through the nose and release out through the mouth. Fabulous. Okay, taking your hands now down to the side of your body, wherever you might be. Okay, palms facing upwards. Their arms are slightly away from the body. We're going to release the neck, so we're just going to rock our head gently from side to side now. Releasing out the neck. I'm just going to take this out for a minute because that hurts. And then we're going to come to centre. What we're going to do here is we're going to use our breathing control, and we're going to bring our chin to chest. Shoulders are going to stay on the mat. Okay, just the head is coming up, your chin towards your chest. So taking an in-breath, pulling the core, out breath, chin to chest. Relax the shoulders, it's just the head up, hold it there, breathing in, pull the core in even more. Breathing out, keep that core tight, head down to the floor, relax the head, relax the core, and relax your body. This is our opportunity now to scan our body and see where we are, see how we're feeling. Look at any points where you've got tension, where you feel that needs working on throughout the class, and remember that as we're working out. So close your eyes here if you can, and let's take that scan. So relax the toes and the feet, relax the calves, the thighs and the pelvis. Relax the lower back and the stomach, the mid-back, the upper back and the chest. Relax your hands, your lower arms, your upper arms and your shoulders. Relax your neck and your head Relax your face, relax the top of your head. Lay in there, scan from the tips of your toes, over your legs, over your core, your torso. Scan your arms and your shoulders. Look at your neck and your head. And look at those areas that you need to focus on. Some may need to focus on their backs. Some might find that their legs are feeling tight and the muscles need stretching. You look at your body and you decide the areas when we're doing the practice that you need to check. Keep scanning while you're laying still. Ask everything to relax. So if your lower back feels tense, ask it to relax. If your legs are feeling tense, ask them to relax. If your arms or your shoulders are feeling angry and tight, ask them to relax. Same with your neck and your head. There's tight muscles, there's pain, just ask it to relax. Amazing. Okay, let's start to bring some movement now back to the body. So moving the hands and the legs, whichever way you can. And then everybody, feet up onto the mat, mat width apart, knees locked in together, arms out to the sides. We're going to take a little spinal twist here. We're going to start waking up the spine a little bit more now. So apart in the knees, and then with an in-breath we're pulling that core. And on the out-breath, keep that core pulled in again. And just drop your legs over to one side and feel that gentle spinal stretch. If your legs are only coming to here, that's absolutely fine. If you've got lower issues that you're focusing on, if you've got leg issues, just keep asking them to relax. You'll find that the legs will gently drop a little bit further as you ask everything to relax. You can keep your eyes closed or you can have them open, however you feel comfortable. Keeping your shoulders nicely on the floor, taking an in-breath here, and as you breathe in and pulling the core, same time bring your legs to centre, reaching the top, breathing out. As you breathe out, keep the core tight, don't let it relax too much. Breathing in, pull the core again, breathing out, over to the other side and relax. At this point you can let the core go. I'm working on this area at the moment. I find this area is a little bit tense for me. I'm asking it to relax. I'm asking my inner hip to relax as well. I'm finding some tension there. On the next in-breath, pulling in the core. Same time, bringing the legs to centre, reaching the centre, breathing out. Okay, taking the legs now so that they're hip width apart, so feet flat on the floor. Again, this is not your hip, your hips are here, your legs are in line with your hips. We're just going to take a little roll to the side. It's a little bit like a clam, but it's the whole body, rather than just the legs doing the clam, the whole body's going to do it. So we're going to take an in-breath, pull in the core. And as we breathe out, we're just going to allow ourselves to roll over to one side, hands, palms on top of each other, breathing in. And as we breathe out, we bring ourselves back to centre. All the time, keeping the core tight, not letting it go now, breathing in, breathing out. Let's come over to the other side. Rolling that spine, breathing in, breathing out. Back to centre. Let's do that again. In breath, out breath, out breath, in breath, out breath, to centre and hold it there. That way we're just giving our spine a little roll, gentle roll. Now we're going to take a hug, so we're going to stretch the spine. It will be the mid and the bottom spine that's going to feel that here. So we're going to take from our core, we're going to lift our legs up. Now again, if the core's not quite warmed up and strong enough at the moment to bring the legs up, take your hands behind and bring them up with the arms. So breathing in, pulling in that core, and at the same time, using the core to bring the legs up, breathing out, pull the core tighter, and squeeze those legs in. Feel that spine open. For me, my bottom spine is always one of my weaker points, so when I'm doing this stretch I do feel it pulling, and that's good because that's what I want. I want the spine to open. I don't want it clamming up and getting tight. Let's do that again. Breath in, breath out. Amazing. Okay, we're going to take half puppy baby here. Again, this is still working on the spine, but now we're going to take the hip into action as well. So we're going to just take one leg up, and we're going to take the hand around the outside, not the inside of the foot, the outside of the foot. The arm is going to be on the inside of the knee here. Okay, it's not on the outside here. We're going to have it on the inside, and we're going to pull down from there. And we're going to feel the opening here on the inner hip, and we're also going to be, that's going to help the lower part of the spine as well to open. And when you're happy there, you can then take the arm to the outside and go for a little bit of a deeper stretch there, pushing the elbow out. If you want to stay there, that's absolutely fine. Go where your body wants to be. And then release, taking that down to the floor. Okay, give that hip a little shake there because you've worked that open. That's probably felt a little bit tight. Bringing the other leg up, hand around the outside, arm on the inside to start with, bringing that leg down. Just bringing it down. You might just be up here, that's fine. You go where your body's happy to build. Feel the opening on the inside of the hip there. Keeping the other leg nice and straight. We don't want that flying out. We want it nice and straight to keep the body in alignment. And then if you want to take the arm to the outside for a little bit of a deeper stretch and a deeper pull, then do so. And then release. We're going to try and do that with both legs, so we've got full happy baby pose. If you're not happy with that, stick to doing one leg, holding it for a little while, foot down, other leg. Okay, if you're coming with me, both legs up, hands around both feet, wherever you want to be. You can be with the arms inside, you can be with the arms on the outside, and you pull down, trying to keep the tailbone on the floor. So you've got full opening now on the hips either side. If you're doing one leg, swap now. So you're onto the other side. Amazing. Taking those legs together, gently taking them back down to the floor, using the core to bring them down. Don't go down from the back. Again, if you have any problems, always go down holding onto the legs. Right, let's bring ourselves up and bring ourselves round onto all fours. Now, you can do it by rocking, so we can come up with a roll, or you can come up by putting yourself on your side, left-hand side, of course, if you have low blood pressure, and push yourself up from there. If you're coming up rolling like a ball, you can do it with your legs crossed, you can do it with your feet together. So entirely up to you. Start your roll. This gives a little massage all the way down the whole of the spine, opens it out, it works that spine gently. But again, it's not for everybody. I quite like it. And you can even try and take the hands away so you haven't got the support around the legs. And sometimes you can do it with the hands out at the side, and then bringing yourselves up. Everybody sitting nice and tall on your tailbones, pulling those legs in as close as you can to your body, and pull yourself tall. So hug those legs tight. Might want to squeeze the elbows and pull yourself really tall. Pulling the head up but still looking forward, not tilting the head up or down. We're just looking forward and we're stretching that spine upwards. Really stretching it up. And then take an in-breath, keeping the core tight. Breathing out. Drop the head down. Still keeping the back tall. It's just the head that's dropping, so you get an opening round the top of the shoulders here and the top of the back. And then sitting up. Okay, we're going to bring ourselves round onto all fours. Just put my hair up here. Always find it awkward laying on the floor with my hair in a ponytail. It digs in the back of my head and I can't move properly. Okay, so we're coming round onto all fours now. So we're just going to take ourselves up into a downward dog. Downward dog again is another opportunity for you to check in your body and see what it's feeling. We've got our head lower than our heart when we do our downward dog, so you get the blood pumping around the body faster. We also would be taking a lot of weight now onto our arms, so this is good for the bone density build up. In fact, the whole of a downward dog works every part of your body and is one of the best moves that you could do. A lot of people think it's just related to yoga, but it's not. Pilates use it as well. So breathing in, as you breathe out, taking your buttocks down onto your heels, so into this position, and then on an out breath, so obviously, breathing, pulling the core on the out breath, lift the knees off the floor and push yourself up into your downward dog. Here what we're doing is we're pushing our chest towards our thighs, so we're getting an opening there. And this is a closed downward dog. Coming back down now onto all fours. We're going to do a wider downward dog. So we take our hands, one hand forward, so that was our hand. This hand just goes one step in front. So we're now out of a line with our hips, and we'll do a full downward dog. So doing it from the same position, toes under, glutes down onto the heels, breath in, breath out, lifting the heels and pushing ourselves up. So we're now into a wider full downward dog. Giving yourself again, push that chest towards those thighs. If this is too much on your arms and you're feeling the tense arms, come down onto your forearms and push from here. This is known as a dolphin, but you're getting the same workout, you're just not taking as much tension into your arms. From here, you're going to come forward into plank. So, nice plank position, nice and long. We don't want bums in the air here. Nice and long, nice position here. Squeeze that core tight. And then push yourself back. Even wider downward dog, because we've pulled our legs back probably for that plank. So, back to plank. Back to downward dog. Back to plank, back to downward dog. Stretching that spine, holding that here. I'm just going to bring my toes a little bit further forward now. We're going to try and do a little bit of a spinal twist from here. So we're going to take one arm off the floor. We're going to take it round and see if we can hold on to the opposite ankle and pull ourselves under. If that's too much for you, just stay there in your downward dog. If you want to come down to child's pose and have a rest at any point you find that is too much for you, this is our resting point. Although in yoga, downward dog is used as resting. So we're here and we're pulling under and we're doing a spinal twist. A little bit harder to hold the core, but do try. Bringing your hand back. Let's take that on the other side. Putting Bring yourself under. Opening that spine, and then coming down onto all fours. We're going to take one step forward, and we're going to go into a lunge, and we're going to open the chest. So we've got one leg forward, the other leg back, toes are flat, not curled under. Try and have the foot flat, hands onto your knee, taking an in-breath, and as you breathe out, sink into that knee and feel the stretch around the lower back, around the hips again, opening the hips, and we're opening the chest here. So what you can do is you take your hands up and you can really open the chest. Breathing in, breathing out, open that chest, breath in, breath out, breath in, breath out. Taking your hands back down, bringing yourselves back up. And what you're going to do is we're going to go back. Now we're not going to move any of our legs, we're not moving our foot anywhere, we're just bringing that heel up. We're going to take our hands down and we're going to gently bend over, okay, not just hanging, we're going to bend down. So theoretically we're bringing our chest down towards our knee, we're not just dropping here, we're coming forward and we're opening up down the back of the leg and we're opening up the full length of the spine. Bringing yourself forward, taking that leg back round, let's do that on the other side. Okay, so nice stretch here, we've got a nice L shape with our front leg, back leg, toes flat on the floor, not curled under. I mean, you can curl them under if you get better balance from it, but I think you get better balance with the foot flat down. So, okay, from here, hands onto our knees, taking an in-breath, breathing out, bring yourself down into that lunge. Keep the chest open, feel the stretch on the inner thigh, feel the stretch on the hips. And taking the hands up into goalpost, breathing in, opening that chest, breathing out. Breath in, breath out. Breath in, breath out. And taking your hands down, pushing yourself up, and then pushing that leg back. Not moving it, keeping it where it was, keeping the heel, we're just bringing the leg up, breathing in, breathing out, bring ourselves down over that leg and feel the stretch. Feel those hamstrings pulling, feel those calves. Oh, nice stretch. And bring yourself forward, taking that leg back round. That's everybody. Take a child's pose, so knees mat width apart, toes knocked in together. Sitting down onto your heels, taking an in-breath, out-breath, lower yourself down, forehead onto mat. Before you relax, pull the arms away. So pull your arms, open the top of the shoulders, open the rounding of the back there, pulling them forward, and then relax. You can relax here, you can relax here, or you can relax with your hands on the back of your lower back. Don't push down, just the natural weight of your arms there if you have them on your back. Breathe into it, relax. Ask the inner hips to relax if they're feeling tense. And then bring yourselves up. Bringing yourselves round and let's lay ourselves down. Let's do some swan here and let's open our back a little bit more. So we've got hands they're to the side here, so they're in line with your head. And then what you're going to do is you're going to take your feet so that they're about mat width apart, again flat on the floor, so your feet are flat down, forehead onto the mat. Okay, we're going to, first of all, we're just doing some breathing. So breathing in, pulling in the core, and as you breathe out, pull the core in even more, but push your pelvis down into the mat and just lift your head. And then breathing out, back down. This is a little back bend here that we're doing. It's opening the spine. We're just going to push ourselves up gently. So breath in, breath out. No pushing into the hands, you come up a little bit more, and then breathing out. Breath in, pulling in that core. Breath out, pulling the core, pelvis into the mat. Pushing yourself up a little bit more. Again, still not pushing into the hands. We don't want to be using the hands for the moment. We're just taking it, and we're doing it from the back. Breath in, breath out. And we're not just lifting straight up, we're rolling. So we're rolling ourselves up. You can push into your hands now, you can push yourself up a little bit more, and then bring yourself back down. Breath in, breath out, roll. Pushing yourself up as far as you can without any tension. Feeling the back bend there, feel the opening, and bring yourselves back down. Taking your hands down long beside you. We're going to do that again from here. Breath in, breath out. Coming up, pushing the arms away, and then back down. Breath in, breath out. Holding it up there, and then come down. So we're going to see if you can lift your legs as well. So breath in, breath out. Arms and legs up. You're going to feel quite a bit of tension now. Holding it tight, squeezing, holding it from the core, and then releasing. Try not to be holding it from the back, try and hold it from your core. Breath in, breath out. And then release. Pushing yourself back up onto all fours. A nice flat back here. We're going to do some thread the needle, which again is a little bit of a spinal move. So it's twisting the spine, so we've got our knees hip width apart, we've got our hands underneath our shoulders. We're going to take a breath in, lifting our arm up, breathing out, taking our hand under and taking your ear down to the floor. From here you take the hand into the corner of your mat and you push, just a gentle push to twist and put sort of spine opening here, and then bringing yourself back, bringing yourself up and bringing yourself down. Let's try that on the other side. Breath in, breath out as you come down, ear to the mat, taking the hand to the opposite corner of your mat and pushing. Don't forget to try and hold that core. Now it's quite difficult in some of these moves. Bringing the hand back, taking that arm up and bringing it back down. Okay, let's go back up for our downward dog. Let's open our spine again. We're going to go for full downward dog. So one hand in front, toes pointed under. Breath in, breath out, up into downward dog. Stretch. Let the blood flow around, let it be pumping. Check your body, ask any areas of tension to relax. Then bending your knees, pushing your hands back, and allow yourself to hang. You can take hold of opposite elbows if that's good for you. If you want to take a real deep stretch, you could take your hands behind your calves, you could even take them under your feet, and you can pull yourself in to feel the opening. And then taking an in-breath, bending those legs, rolling yourself up. Just standing. Excellent. We're going to do some side work now. We're going to do these with some weights. It's a little bit of side opening. So bringing yourself back to centre. Now they want the legs wider than hip width now, so they're going to be wider than hip. We're going to take our hands into the middle. First of all, we're going to do just a few biceps, lifting them. This is called fly. If you haven't got weights and you're doing it without weight, don't just do this. Okay, you're achieving nothing. Get your fists, clench those fists tight, got your core tight, everything's tight, your glutes are squeezed, your legs are tense. Squeezing those arms and you're lifting with squeezed arms, okay? Squeeze the arms. Squeeze the arms. Okay, if you've got weights, fabulous. Work those biceps. Let's build up the bone density here in our arms. Don't forget to keep the core tight, keep the glutes squeezed. And then on this one, we're bringing out, bringing our hands all the way to the top. On an in-breath, out-breath, lower one arm, down. In-breath, out-breath. Let's take ourselves over to the side. Now, if you're just here, that's great, but don't do this. Taking this, everything out of sync if you do that. We're trying to work our body, we're trying to protect our body from what's coming as we get older. So it's nice and tall, we're coming over. Okay, we should be able to look underneath our arm and look at the ceiling. If you can't see the ceiling, you've gone too far and need to come back up. Okay, so you go to what's best for you and what's comfortable for you, trying to keep the core tight, breathing. Breathing in, breathing out, arms back down. Let's do a few more bicep lifts, flies here. Keeping that core tight. Let's work those arms. Okay, key factor in our looking after of our well-being. Arms all the way up to the top now. Breath in, breath out. Let's do the opposite side. Breath in, breath out. Over we go. Holding it there, keeping the core tight, keeping it squeezed. Make sure you can see under your arm to the ceiling. Feel the stretch down the side there, opening of the lungs. And a big deep breath in, breath out, as we take our hands back down. Excellent. Let's bring ourselves down onto all fours now. We're going to do some tricep lifts here, so you can do them from here on all fours, or you can do them from here, okay, whatever is best for you. So I prefer to be bending here, so you've got a nice flat back, we're not hanging down, got a nice flat back, and we do our tricep kick back from here. If you're on all fours, you just do your tricep kick back from there. Again, if you don't have weight, clench that fist. Make the arm work. Okay, it's no good just flapping them around. You're not going to achieve anything. So find your point of comfort of where you want to do your option. Arms up. You're going to bring your arm out. Breath out as you kick away. And then drop down, lift up, kick back. Drop down, lift up, kick back. And hold it there. Let's do the other side. Kickbacks, a few kickbacks, just a few, just to get your arm working. Then it's drop down, lift up, kick back. Keep the core pulled in. Three, 2, last 1, hold it there, bring yourselves up to standing and put those weights to one side. Let's bring ourselves down to the mat. So take yourself to the top of the mat. We're going to take a roll down. If you're already on your all fours and you was working from there, just roll yourself onto your back from there. Otherwise, if you was doing it from the standing position, we're going to take our Pilates roll down and come to the floor. So standing tall, glutes squeezed, core in, breath out. Coming down to the floor, hands down the front of the legs if that works for you. Coming to the floor, walking your hands out, bringing yourself round and bringing the legs forward. So I'll do it from this way so that you can see. We're going to bring ourselves down over our legs, okay? We're not just going to drop down. It's going to achieve nothing apart from damage. So sitting up nice and tall, make sure you've got your seat bones flat on the floor. It does help sometimes if you've got a little excess weight there like me, pulling it out. So breathing in, and to breathe out, we're going to take ourselves forward. As I said, we're coming forward, so our chest is coming towards our calves. They're not going to get to our calves, but that's the direction that they're heading. So the chest will possibly get sort of maybe to the knee area, and then you drop yourself down and you stretch yourself forward. Now you can take behind your feet and you can pull yourself from there. Try and keep the feet flexed, okay, because that by keeping them flexed you're going to get the pull down the calves and down the back of the leg there. Those hamstrings are going to benefit from this one. But breathing in, and as you breathe out you pull yourself down. Every breath in you slightly release, every breath out you come a little bit further until you get to your point of comfort and you hold it there. Spine is really opening here. Relax into it though. Don't hold tension around those shoulders. Let the shoulders relax. Ask any points that you've got that are tight, just to breathe in and to relax. And then gently pushing yourself back up to a seated position. Okay, we're going to lay down, we're going to do some bridge movements now, so we're going to work the spine. We've been bending it and forwarding it that way, we're now going to open it back the other way, so the spine's getting a lovely lot of movement today. So you can come down from your side, as I said at the beginning of the class, left hand side if you have low blood pressure, or you can come down with me. We're going to come down one vertebrae slowly at a time without breathing. Again, if you get to a point where you can't hold it from your core, hold behind your legs. Arms out in front, feet nicely flat on the floor. Try not to lift the feet up, try to keep them on the floor. Breath in, keep the core tight, breath out. Breath in, breath out. Breath in, breath out. Breath in, breath out. Hold it with that core. Breath in, breath out. All the way to the floor. As we did at the beginning, let's give ourselves a nice full body stretch. You can have your feet on the mat. If the lower back is not happy, to stretch your legs. Stretch away, really stretch. And then release, okay. For bridge, let's get ourselves into what we call our neutral spine. So the neutral spine, we have our hands in our little triangle shape. We put it over our pelvis, okay. So we're going to breathe in, pulling in that core, the hands will go down, you'll feel the hands drop. And as you breathe out, you pull in the core even more and you just tilt the pelvis up. Just a slight move and then down. Breath in, breath out. And as you release, keep the core tight. Don't let it go. Breath in, breath out. Release, breath in, breath out, release. You're still holding that core, but you're pulling it tighter. You're getting those deep inner muscles by doing this. Breath in, breath out, and then hold it. Okay, you should now be in a nice neutral position. So you've got your lower back and your glutes and your bottom part of your back nicely firmly on the floor. You might have a slight arch in your back here. We don't want great big arches, but you might have a slight arch here. A lot of people have a natural curve to their spine, so they'll have a little archway there. Bringing your feet in a little bit closer, taking your hands down for support, okay? We're going to start by doing our breathing here as we just did, and we're going to start to lift ourselves up into our bridge position. We're going to do it option by option, so you choose where you want to be and stick to what is better for you and your body at this point today. So breathing in, pulling in the core as we just did. Breathing out, pull the core in even tighter. Tilt that pelvis, squeeze those glutes, and start to lift yourself up. Working that spine in the opposite direction, pushing yourself up to the top, onto the shoulders, no higher, we're not going up onto the neck, just the shoulders. Taking a breath in here, as you breathe out, come down one vertebrae, so the upper back is coming down, the mid back comes down, and finally the lower back and the tailbone. Okay, let's do that again. Breath in, breath out. Breath in, breath out. Now if you want to take the hands away, so you've got no support there, then do so. But if you find when you're coming up, your legs are going around, put your hands back down. We don't want that because you're just going to throw your spine out. So breath in, breath out. This is the next option, taking the hands away. All the way to the top, squeeze the glutes, squeeze the core, breath in, breath out, bring yourself all the way back down. And release. Fabulous. Let's do that again. Breath in, breath out. Now wherever you are, stand at the top, even if you've got your hands down for support, see if you can come up on your toes. Push that bridge a little bit deeper. You might find that that's too much. If it is, put your feet back down. It doesn't matter. Breath in, breath out. What matters is that you're here and you're doing this practice at whatever level you feel is good for you today. Some days are better than others. Okay, breath in, breath out. See if you can push up onto the toes this time and come up on your toes. Again, it's an option. You haven't got to do it. Breath in, breath out. All the way to the floor and release. The last thing that comes down is the toes. Okay, or the heels, you should say. So this time we're going to stay up there. We're going to take the next option. So breath in, breath out. All the way to the top, wherever you are, whether it's feet on the floor or whether it's up on your toes, pushing yourself up. When you get here, if you can, and only if you want to, taking your hands away underneath your body, squeeze the hands together and roll the shoulders under. Take yourself into an even deeper bridge here. Really push that spine in a different area, wakening it up from where it has been. Taking the hands away. Breath in, breath out, all the way back down to the floor. Amazing, well done guys. Okay, let's take our hug. So we're going to take a hug in. This time, hopefully your core is a little bit more warm now and you can bring the legs up with the core, but if it's still not quite for you at this moment, hold behind the thighs to bring those legs up. So breath in, bringing up the legs with the core, breath out, keep the core tight. And squeeze. Release. Breath in, breath out. And if you want, as we're nice and warm now, you can bring your head up and you can bring yourself into a really nice tight ball. And release. Okay, we're going to do final little spinal twist stretches. You can do it as we did at the beginning of the class with our feet mat width. You can do them with the feet hip width. You can take one leg over the other leg, and we can take our spinal twist from here. So arms out to the side, breath in, pulling in the core, breath out, dropping those legs over to one side, keeping the shoulders nice and firmly onto the mat, looking over to the opposite hand, possibly, and laying into that stretch. Relax there, let everything go. Breathe into those tensions. So I'm breathing into my lower spine. I'm asking it to relax there. And then if you wish to take it even further, you can take that top leg away, holding with the opposite hand and stretching. Then releasing that leg, both legs together, breath in. Same time, bringing the legs to centre, reaching the top, breathing out. Get yourself nice and comfortable. Let's do that on the other side. Make sure that the spine's nice in line. Taking one leg over the other, the opposite side now. Breath in, breath out. As we drop that leg over, keep the core tight until you reach your point of tension, and then release. Let everything go. Breathe in. Looking over to the opposite palm if you can. And if you want to take a deeper stretch, taking that top leg away, holding on with the opposite hand and stretching there. And closing your eyes, sometimes that can help. It can help you to look internally rather than concentrating on what's outside and what you're looking at. And then releasing that leg, taking the in-breath, pulling in the core, at the same time bringing the legs to centre, reaching the top, breathing out, getting yourself nice and central, nice and comfortable. And then we're going to go for a little bit of relaxation now. So you can either do it again, as I said, as we did at the beginning, feet mat width, knees locked in, or you can take your legs all the way down the mat, take the mat width apart, let the feet drop out, take your hands away from the body, palms facing upward. Let's release our neck. So you can start to close your eyes down, releasing that neck, gently rolling your head from side to side. Neck takes a lot of tension, so it likes this, it likes to be moved around. Come into centre, let's take that chin to chest, just the chin to chest, breathing in, pulling in the core, breathing out, chin to chest. Holding it there, keeping the core tight, breathe in, pull that core tighter, breathing out, core even tighter, head all the way to the floor, keep that core tight, head released, core released. Just relax now, just laying there. Feel the weight of your head into that mat as it released. Okay, wriggle the toes, wriggle the fingers, let them go. Take a big deep in breath through the nose, out through the mouth. Let the body go. So releasing the toes, the feet and the ankles, letting them just lay, dropping heavy. The calves, the knees and the thighs. Ask them to relax. The glutes and the pelvis, the lower spine and the lower core. The mid-spine and the stomach, the upper spine and the chest. Your fingers, your hands and your wrists, lower arms, your elbows and your upper arms. Your shoulders and your neck. Finally, your head, your face muscles, so let the lips relax. Let the cheekbones and the eyes relax. The forehead and the top of the head completely relaxed. Your whole body heavy into the ground beneath you. As we did at the beginning of the class, scan your body. See how it feels now from when it did when we first started. Hopefully there will be some improvement and your body will feel a bit better for the practice. So scan from the tips of your toes, over your legs, over your torso. Check your back. How's it feeling? Your hands and your arms, how are they? And finally, scan your shoulders and your neck and your head. And then lay still. The only thing now is your breath that's moving. The rise and fall of your chest. Just concentrate on that. If your mind wanders, just bring it back to your breath. Let's start to wake our body back up, bring us back to the here and now. So wriggling the fingers, wriggling the toes. Begin breath, bring out breath. Release the spine, whichever way you wish to. And then when you're ready, taking yourself over onto your side, left hand side below blood pressure, and make a little pillow with your arm, rest your head. Breathe there. Let the lungs breathe. Begin breath, big out breath. Begin breath. Keeping the eyes closed if you can, big out breath. Now opening the eyes gently, focusing on the here and now in the room. Pushing yourself up and bringing yourself round onto all fours. Very slowly. We've been laying down, we're going to bring ourselves up to standing, but we're going to do it slowly because we don't want any head rushes. So bringing your knees onto the mat, coiling your toes underneath, and with your fingertips in line with your knees, just push yourself up so that you're on your toes. Just hold it there for a moment. Bring your hands a little bit closer onto your fingertips, push yourself up, and bring yourself so your feet are flat on the floor, and then hang. Hang like a rag doll. You want to take hold of opposite hands, it's up to you. Open the spine one last time. Then bending your knees quite a lot, taking your hands onto your hips, and slowly bring yourself up. Keep the knees bent. And then start to straighten the legs. Coming up, quad time. Last thing that comes up is your head. Lovely. Okay, give your arms a little shake, give your legs a shake. Shake that torso, shake everything. Excellent. Standing with your feet hip width apart, big breath in. Breath out. Shake those fingers, shake those arms. Big breath in, breath out. Last time, shaking those fingers. Big breath in, breath out, hands down to centre. Bring those legs together, feet together, giving yourselves a bow. And give yourselves a clap. Well done, guys. Woohoo! Another practice over. Hope you're feeling great.